If you kiss me, I'll turn into a prince. A frog with a crown hopped up to Ella, but she didn't kiss him. Actually, Ribbit, I'm already a prince, Ribbit. I just look like a frog because my fairy godmother turned me into one. She said it'll do me good somehow. Anyway, go ahead. Kiss me. The frog puckered his wide froggy lips and shut his big froggy eyes. Ella swooped up the frog. Whoa! It talks! And there's no batteries! Ooh! And she put him in her pocket and walked on home. As children, people tend to assume that girls just want to be ballerinas and princesses. But that's not always true. Some girls want to be chemists and baseball players and astronauts. And some girls just want to stay outside an extra hour, get dirty, and have some fun. But when a young prince gets turned into a frog, he assumes the first girl he meets will want to kiss him so he can be a prince and she'll be a princess. However, that's not the case for Ella in Kiss Me, I'm a Prince by Heather McLeod. Ella walked on home until she heard a little voice coming from her pocket. Hey! 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 She took the frog out of her pocket and gave him a stare. I don't think you got what I said. If you kiss me, I'll turn into a prince. The frog puckered his wide froggy lips and shut his big froggy eyes. But Ella just put the frog back in her pocket and kept on going until she heard another little voice coming from her pocket. Hey! Hey! I said hey! Again, she took the frog out of her pocket and this time gave him a more sterner stare. I don't think you get it. If you kiss me, I know! You'll turn into a prince. But then what? Then, Ribbit, we'll go back to the palace, Ribbit, and the king and queen, my parents, will turn you into a princess. Well, what do princes and princesses do all day? Study mostly. We must learn every language in the world so we can talk to all the world leaders. Then there's finance, etiquette, warfare, geography, law, and falconry. Caw-caw! That sounds boring. What about playing in the palace? I bet playing in that big castle is super duper fun. You're serious? You serious? Princes and princesses don't play unless you count horsemanship and fencing as play. I really like those subjects. But what about hopscotch and Simon Says and going for a swim in the pond? That would be unseemly, and besides, princes and princesses wear gowns and suits. You don't want to get clothes like that dirty. I'd rather have a talking frog, and she put him back in her pocket and walked all the way home. At home, if anyone so much as glanced at the frog, he'd try to get them to kiss him. Is your frog okay? Does he have enough flies to eat? He looks like he sucked on a lemon. Ribbit. Ribbit. But then he played with Ella. They played hopscotch and Simon Says, and they went for a swim in the pond. And the prince even liked getting dirty, and he forgot all about being princely. Until the royal courtier came. Wow, I've never played leapfrog with an actual frog before. Okay, I'll start. 1 second. Hi! Quick, disguise yourself! Quick. Okay, put this dress on. Ribbit. Yeah, don't ribbit. Okay. Hi, how you doing? The courtier swept off his feather cap and bowed until his nose touched the floor. Excuse me, Miss, but have you seen a rather unusual looking frog around? No, frog's here. In fact, I'd say there's an unusual amount of no frogs. Okay, well, how about you, miss? I haven't seen any courtier swooped up the frog and put him in the royal carriage, which was pulled by 4 prancing white stallions. I'm gonna need that dress back! Ella didn't hear from the frog for 2 weeks, until the royal carriage came back. Hey, you're still a frog. Yeah, Mom and Dad got everyone in the castle to kiss me, but nothing happened. They said only the kiss of a true friend will help, and only if I wanted to, so here I am. Do you want me to kiss you? Well, I didn't at first, but then Mom and Dad said they'd cut back on homework. I could play with you every day. I can even join your baseball team. But frogs can't play baseball. Frogs can't do a lot of things. So yeah, Ella, I want you to kiss me, please, and... She did. Oh. Ella! Wow! And they played happily ever after. Ribbit!